I was born in Mobile, Alabama in 1983. And because my dad was a pastor, we moved around quite a bit. We moved from Mobile to Smyrna, Georgia, where my dad pastored for 4.5 years. And I grew up kind of in the Atlanta area. And then in the middle of my first grade year, we moved to Greenville, Tennessee. And so I had kind of a transition there. And it was awesome to move to Greenville. It's just a beautiful place. So my dad pastored there for 4.5 years, and then he switched to the hospital as the chaplain, which was sweet. So all my elementary schooling was at one school, Greenville Adventist Academy, so it was a lot of fun. And then in 2000, I moved to Georgia-Cumberland Academy, where I met my awesome wife, Jennifer. And I went there till I graduated in 2002. Then I went to Southern. In the middle of my Southern career, I guess, or my years there, I was a task force dean out at Auburn Adventist Academy for a year, and then graduated in 2007, got married in 2007, and then what did we do? Oh yeah, then Georgia-Cumberland picked me up, and we went to Greenville, back to my home church, which was neat. So I pastored there for 3 years. We went to seminary. I just graduated in May, and now we're in Buford, Georgia. And we had a baby, yes, in December 9. Yep, that's my story. My whole life, people have said, Matt, you're a leader. God's going to use you in a special way. You're going to be a pastor one day, Matt. And after listening to them all through elementary school and all through academy, I started thinking, yeah, that's what they think. I haven't felt it yet. But after I graduated from GCA, I was a literature evangelist for a summer in Atlanta. And it seemed that every day that I would call Porter, I'd knock on a door and be a pastor, and he would say, so what are you going to school for? And I'd say, I'm going for theology. And he would say, have you been called? They would ask me the same question every time. And at the end of the summer, the whole summer, I'd been thinking about it and thinking, you know what, I think I am called. I feel this calling, and I feel like this is the one thing that I can serve God in the best way possible, and that's be a pastor. And so after that summer, I knew that the Lord wanted me to be a pastor. So that's my calling.
When I met Matt in the year 2000, we were at GCA, and Matt was definitely a leader in his class. He was actually the pastor of his graduating class. And Matt and I were friends at the beginning of the year and that kind of thing, and we were getting to know each other. And one of the first things that he had told me, because he was about to graduate from high school, and so he had told me that he was going to be a pastor. So like in my mind, that was one of the opening questions, I guess, on a first date, like, oh, what are you going to be when you grow up? Oh, I'm going to be a pastor. So that was, and then to his reply, he asked me next, he's like, well, what are you going to be when you grow up? And he kind of answered the question for me. He's like, I think you're going to be a dental hygienist. And so that kind of happened too. So I have known that Matt's going to be a pastor for a long time, but it has been neat to see him from the journey from being in high school and being in academy all the way through college, and really feeling a call and becoming not just a pastor as a professional, but as a minister, as working for God, as working in a church and working with people, and doing what God has called him to do, not just a pastor as a profession.
I think one of the best parts of being a pastor is working with people. It brings me joy to connect with them, to talk with them, to pray with them, to worship with them. Just enjoy the people, and there's some hard times with people too, but that's the best part of ministry, is working with people. So I think that this day of ordination is special because it's a recognition from other people that see my life and say, hey, we believe that the Lord is working through you in a special way. And that's special to me, to be affirmed in that way.